How large is India today in the overall for solar?
We have 25 gigawatt, 25,000 megawatts per annum. India is 3.3 gigawatts out of that.
Are there any new technologies, new application areas that are emerging?
There is a lot of research going on in perovskite.
How has that been working out of this state?
On the count of infrastructure, we got whatever we were promised by the state.
Can India build a solar manufacturing ecosystem without the dependence on China? Well, there seems to be good progress already. American company First Solar, which has invested around 5,700 crores in India with a facility in Tamil Nadu, has decoupled its supply chain from China thanks to its technology. Unlike its peers who use traditional silicon, First Solar's thin film solar panels make use of advanced cadmium telluride, helping them achieve complete backward integration and not be reliant on China. In this conversation with BusinessLine, First Solar's India MD Sujoy Ghosh talks about the continuous investments to modernize the India facility, the ongoing R&D work in advanced materials such as perovskites, and how the Chennai facility has built in circular economy principles into its production. He also offers a strong vote of confidence in Tamil Nadu's infrastructure and ease of doing business. Here's the conversation. Where is the India market as a go-to-market as well as a manufacturing footprint? How large is India today in the overall First Solar scheme?
So we have 25 gigawatts or 25,000 megawatts per annum. India is 3.3 gigawatts out of that.
Right. And as a market today, I mean from 2023 to now, how have you observed the market itself growing for your products?
Well, I mean, as I said, the market already was familiar with our product before we set up the factory. And it continues to. We deliver long-term benefits to an asset owner, right? Our panels produce more energy across a 25-year lifetime, which is what mostly the duration of the PPAs are, right? And so for those consumers who value total life cycle cost of ownership, our technology is extremely competitive as compared to other options available in the market. And so we've had our customers, we're expanding our customer base into new segments, as I said, like PM Kusum, which historically we were not present in because we were an imported supplier.
When it comes to the plant here, do you also do a fair bit of the research and development and other areas needed for the plant? Or is it more, as you said, best practices from the US plants and your other plants have been taken and kind of reincorporated here?
So all of our factories globally operate in an identical manner, make the exact identical product.
Sure.
Right, in terms of the semiconductor.
Sure.
So we replicate our manufacturing across our global fleet. Our corporate R&D center is in Santa Clara, and we got a European technology center in Sweden also.
Okay.
So when we keep investing in R&D to improve either the field performance of our technology or to improve productivity or throughput of our manufacturing lines in the factory. And those R&D, initiatives or, whatever in terms of the output from the R&D is translated into high volume production across the fleet.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
And it's done mostly concurrently. As an example, we would be transitioning to a next generation product where our energy output in hotter climates would be further improved. At the end of its usable life, the module will retain very close to its original value, which is unlike current technologies where every solar panel has a degradation over its lifetime. So it loses the ability to convert power as the module ages, right? Now that technology, as we convert our factories, we've converted one factory in the United States. The second factory we're converting is India.
Okay.
And then we will progressively convert every factory, right? And so any technology change we implement gets translated into all of our factories in a finite period of time.
Got it.
But it's mostly concurrent.
Right. So have you contemplated getting into more adjacent areas? Will you expand the value chain? Will you do more backward integration here? Any plans?
So in thin films, the extent of backward integration is considered equivalent to a polysilicon to ingot to wafer to cell to module.
Right.
So we are in the photovoltaic value chain. We are fully backward integrated, and every First Solar factory being identical, we are completely backward integrated from producing the semiconductor to depositing the cell to creating a module in 4 hours, as you would have seen
Right.
During your line walk.
Right.
So there is no further scope of
Sure.
value, backward integration,
Right.
because we are already backward integrated.
Got it.
Right. As a technology company, our core focus has been making solar modules, and we continue to stick to that segment globally as well as in India. But in our own small way, we are trying to reach out to the local academia and the local startup ecosystem,
Right.
which exists for the solar and the clean energy value chain,
Okay.
either in the ecosystem part of it or in the materials part of it, to look at what we can do and learn from each other.
In that context, in your list of priorities, are there any new technologies, new application areas that are emerging, or maybe globally you're already seeing and you'll bring it to India?
As a thin film company, there's the next generation materials for thin films is called perovskites.
Right.
These are materials which you can formulate locally. These are basically chemicals which you can deposit on a piece of glass, very similar to what we do with our current technology, and create a solar panel. There is a lot of research going on in perovskite. First Solar is already publicly announced, and we are doing a lot of research at our own R&D center, plus collaborating with academia worldwide, including, as I mentioned in the earlier part of my conversation, with some of the academia in India.
Right.
Right. There are that technology offers a promise to bring in a lot of diversity from the monolithic silicon dependent value chain.
Right.
And therefore, once those technologies get commercialized, it will bring in both geographical diversity as well as functional diversity to the solar value chain.
What's in that context, with a lot of these government reforms coming in for this sector, what is your expansion plan? I mean, you must have already invested a certain amount in India. What is it going to rise going forward?
We have, the initial investment for us was about 5,700 crores.
Right.
To build the factory, including land, building, everything, capital goods. The solar module or the solar photovoltaics segment is a segment where there is rapid evolution in technology which happens. It's a constant ongoing process.
Right.
So as OEMs, and especially somebody who owns the IP of the product we make, which also is a differentiator for us, because a lot of the 203 gigawatts of cell to module, they don't own the IP. The IPs are with either Chinese companies or their open source products. So there's not a lot of differentiation in that part of the value chain.
Right.
But we keep, as I said, we keep investing in R&D.
Right.
And when we translate those R&D investments into high volume manufacturing, there is incremental investments which we'll have to do in retiring some of the existing plant and machinery, and introducing new plant and machinery. You would have seen in the line walk that there is some conveyor belts which are being laid out as we speak.
Right.
Those are for the
upgradation,
add new tools, and so make sure that our path through which the glass goes also goes through those equipments. So there is constant ongoing investment which is required by anybody who's looking at this from a technology perspective, to keep your lines and your product contemporary and differentiated from the rest of the pack. And so I think our immediate focus is we've invested in the country a fairly large amount of money in 2020, between 21 to 23.
Right.
It was perhaps then the largest foreign direct investment in solar manufacturing. I think it continues to remain that. This is a business which requires constant reinvestment in an upgradation of our existing infra. So we keep doing that.
Sure. And have the recent geopolitical stresses between countries, across the world, what has that meant for this sector and manufacturing out of India? Has that had any impact, you'd say?
we have one of the highest levels of localization of our bill of material in the country. So any solar panel, one is you set up the plant, but then the components which go on the panel are also procured and assembled or worked upon in the line, right? And so for us, we have, as I said, we've localized a lot of our component ecosystem within the country. And there is still some distance to go for us to completely localize everything.
How has it been setting up the manufacturing here and carrying it on, be it workforce? I see that there's a lot of Industry 4.0 techniques here in the factory. So workforce is not really something that you need in large numbers. So how has that been working out of this state?
Say that we were very pleasantly surprised. Our experience of having grounded this investment in Tamil Nadu on the count of infrastructure, we got whatever we were promised by the state. We got a high quality dedicated power, 220 kV power line built on time by the state utility. We got all the water we need, which actually comes from the recycled sewage of the Chennai metro through a pipeline. It's a tertiary treated RO water, so very predictable in quality of supply. In a lot of other sites in other states, you would need to deplete groundwater and use tankers to get that water into your factory. That was a no-no for us, because as a renewable company, we didn't want to have tankers coming in, and we needed about 3.6 million liters of water per day. A lot of that going into air conditioning. And so Tamil Nadu and this site gave us that infrastructure again on time, absolutely no problems. In terms of ease of doing business, we saw the single window system which was developed by the Guidance Bureau. And I've already gone on record several times to say that we got all our pre-construction permits in 35 days. And then when we built the factory, we got all of our pre-operative permits, including the consent to operate and consent to establish, which were the pollution board permits, which are not part of single window. But in 40-45 days, we got all of our permits once we were ready. And I would say that that process was really good. It worked. And even if we had issues with it due to, let's say, the type of document not being uploaded and all of that, there was a team at Guidance which handled us all through the process, right? And I think so, therefore, you can create the most perfect process. But it's really the people behind the process who make it work.
What do you have to say about overall India's domestic solar, the demand itself, the ecosystem? Have we decoupled from, having all our eggs in one basket in that sense overall as a country?
Collectively, between PLI and the intervention of ALLM today, you have over 1 lakh crores of investments committed in the solar PV manufacturing, excluding the ancillaries, excluding glass and other components, of which today roughly about 60,000 crores is grounded. These are figures from the Indian Solar Manufacturers Association.
Got it.
And so I think as you look at...
we're on the way to the decoupling as we were discussing.
It's a journey. We've really got started in right earnest in 2024.
Got it.
And so I think it's going to take some time for the impact of the decoupling to be seen.
Any other schemes? What are the gaps? Any other areas where Indian solar ecosystem needs to kind of bring in changes?
I think there are, two things where we need to be focused on. Number one is, as we progressively create more upstream investments to decouple and get autonomy of our solar value chain, which is a critical resource in terms of our energy independence. There has to be a consistency in policy, because upstream investments are capital intensive. They're also continuous operation. So having visibility to a steady state demand is very important. The second thing is, as technology evolves, we're going to see IPs getting created in China, right? And once these IPs are created, they'll be weaponized, as we are seeing happen in, let's say, rare earths and some of the other critical technologies. So we have to think about designing the products in India, designing them for circularity,
Right.
doing the next generation technologies which are being worked out by the academia in India, like IIT Bombay or IIT Madras.
Right.
How do you take them to commercialization?
Sure.
So R&D to commercialization is a big gap in our sector.
Great. Thanks so much, sir. Thanks for your time. Thank you.